morning, can anticipate seeing a uniformed officer somewhere on the side of the road trying to identify those motorists who are driving distracted, will then be pulled over down the road a bit and will receive a summons. So also on the traffic enforcement position, we're now taking a proactive enforcement in our neighborhoods that have been identified through resident complaints and collected data. We're adding some signage and we're stepping up our enforcement actions in those neighborhoods. Same thing with the parking, especially around the school zones. We will be monitoring those roadways around the schools, and we'll be taking enforcement action the days of warnings are over in those schools. We gave a little grace period on the opening day of school. We've just overwhelmed the neighborhoods, especially around Silver Boulevard. So there's a grace period for one day. With parking enforcement from this point forward, we'll be strictly enforcing parking laws. The good news is that there have been no, as you know, no ordinances passed, no new signs up, no new parking restrictions in any of those zones. So everything is left over from last year. So no one should be surprised in any of those neighborhoods in seeing new signs. On the crime front, it's been a relatively slow summer. We did have a couple car thefts. We had a couple thefts from cars. We come to find out that it wasn't necessarily the property in the cars that these people were targeting. They were simply looking for the key fobs in order to steal the cars, but help themselves to any small pieces of property that were in the car. The 3 cars that we did have stolen this year have been recovered. They have been returned to their owners. This investigation was led by another agency, so I'm not at liberty to discuss any of the information, I guess, until all the arrests are made. But the good news is those cars have been recovered, they've been returned. And the last thing that you may have seen is the picture of the bear in the tree on Mitchell Avenue. I can tell you that I was not any further from here to Mr. Kelly away from that bear. It was simply a big teddy bear. As you see, he climbed the tree. He was just as curious about us as we were about him. It was a perfect picture moment, Pulitzer Prize winning photograph.